Hey guys, it's Crystal here, and welcome to the Maymaymadeit's first World Card Making Hop Day. Our design team members have taken on a big challenge. We have 13 team members participating, so you have lots to watch and to read today. Each of us was assigned a sentiment by random drawing, and mine is Thanksgiving. Once you watch my video, head to the description box below and click on the blog post linked for you. There you will find all the links to all the other videos and blog posts of our Sentimental Hop Challenge. Please be sure to subscribe to each member today so you will never miss any of our projects. Oh, and there's a giveaway. Details of the giveaway will be in the description box as well. Let's get started. My project today was a Thanksgiving card, and I decided to do what's called a joyful card, which when you slide this little ribbon closure back, you see it opens like two cards inside each other. And I stamped blessings, named them one by one, and the children on the other because I thought of my grandchildren. Those are my blessings that I can name. For this project, I took two pieces of cardstock. One was 8.5 by 4 1/4, and I scored it at 5.5. And then I took another piece of cardstock at 3 inches by 8 inches, and I scored it at 4 inches. And if you can see on here, you can see that I messed up the score line, but that's okay. I can still use it because it will be covered up. And then I took a piece of black cardstock for the mat, and it was 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. And then I took another one that was 4 inches by 5 1/4, and then a third one which was 2 3/4 by 4 inches. And for this project, I used 7 stamp sets from Maymaymadeit. I used the stamp set Blessings, Fall Stitched Up, Sunflower Wishes, Happy Fall Ya All, Grateful, Thankful, Grateful, and Blessed, You Make Me Happy, and Thankful Thoughts. Okay, our smaller piece of black cardstock we're going to set aside because that's going to be our front. And then we're going to go and we're going to stamp on our other two pieces of black cardstock. And we're going to use the leaf stamp from Happy Fall Ya All. And I'm going to use my Versamark ink and I'm going to randomly stamp leaves all over the two panels. And then when I get done with this, I will emboss it in copper. And as you noticed, I used my embossing prep tool. It's a powder that goes over and it keeps the embossing powder from sticking to places that you don't want, because it'll also even stick to your fingerprints that you left on the card. So now I put the copper on and I tapped it away. And then I took my heat tool, and as you can see what it looks like before and after it's heated. It gives that nice bright copper look. And for the front panel, I used Truly Grateful from the Fall Stitched Up stamp set and In Everything from the Blessing stamp set, and I embossed them in copper too. As you can see, I'm taking my embossing prep tool and I'm going over the inside of my red cardstock. And I'm going to be stamping the sentiment Blessings, name them one by one, on the inside of the small card. And that comes from the Thankful Thoughts stamp set. And then I will take black embossing powder and I will emboss it. And on the inside of the large card, on the right side, or the small section of it, I will be stamping the kids on the edge of it from the stamp set. From the stamp set, You Make Me Happy. And I will also emboss that in black embossing powder. I chose the stamp set Blessings, name them one by one, because I was thinking, name one by one, I thought of people and I thought of grandkids. And so I had thought if I was going to make this card for myself, that I would write the grandkids' names beside each one. especially if I was going to send it like to their parents for Thanksgiving. And as you see here, I'm assembling the card. I'm putting that one small section on the front of the small card with my art glitter glue, and the big section there that's embossed with the leaves goes in the middle of that big section of the other side of the card. And now I'll fold that small flap over, and I'll glue the other piece of black cardstock to it. And now I'll take my tear and tape, and I will tape it on the back of the small section of the card. And now you'll see how I assemble the two cards together. I'll fold it over, and then I kind of straddle it over the small section and get it to where like it's in the center, but then I have to slide it down so it's in the center of the whole card. And when I'm happy with the placement, then I'll press it down and it'll stay permanently. And there you go. And now for the inside, I'm going to be making an envelope. So I took a piece of 5x5 inch paper, and I brought out my 123 punch board, and I put the left side at the 2-inch mark. And then I will punch and I will score at the first score line. And then I will line up the score line with the little notch, white notch there on the left. And then I'll punch and I will score again. And then I'll turn and I'll do it again until I have all 4 sides. And then when I'm finished with that, there's a corner rounder, and so I will round some of the corners on the envelope. And now as you see, I'm folding them and I'm burnishing them, and I made my little envelope. But I want to put a gift card, so I cut that tab off to make it easier to be able to grab a card. And I'm just using my art glitter glue, and I'm gluing it and I'm gluing it shut. And then again, I will take my tear and tape and I will put it on the back of this card. And after I get this envelope backing off of it, I will place it in the center of the card. And now I'm taking the stamp set. It's just a note. It's from the Sunflower Wishes. And I stamped it on there, and then I cut it out smaller, and I'm gluing it to the front of the card. Piece of my heavy-duty cardstock, and I cut out a small piece, and then I took the stamp from Thoughtful Blessings, and I stamped it on the front of it with my Misty. And I'm using my Memento ink this time because I'm going to be using alcohol markers. But you can use any kind of medium. You could color wash this. You could also use your watercolor pencils. Each one would look really good on this card. But so, you know, color it with whatever you're familiar with and what you're comfortable doing in what you have. Coloring this, I will fussy cut it out, and I cut mine out by hand, but you could also use your brother's scan and cut. I like using the heavy-duty cardstock when I'm doing this because I want my my image to stand up to being used several times. And then when I get done with cutting it out, I will take my black alcohol marker and I will go all around the edges of the cutout piece just to get rid of the little white stuff. I just think it just cleans up the stamp really well. And then I'll take my foam squares and I'll put it on the back of this, and I will pop it up on the center of my card. And then I'll I will add a ribbon tie on the side, and it will be for my closure to help hold the card closed. And so I'll just use just a regular knot tie, not a bow, because that'll hold in place easier, I think. And I'll just trim off the edges, and now my card is finished. Well, that's my card for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will be mailing this card out to someone really soon. We want to encourage you to mail a card out, at least one card this weekend. Mail someone a little hug in the mail. And when you do, come back to our video and comment, "I mailed a card today." And like Maymay says, if you make a card, we want to see it on our customer gallery. Head to the description box below for other links for other team projects and for the giveaway entry and the customer gallery. Don't forget to subscribe to each of our customers' channels or social media networks. We post new inspirational projects for you almost daily. Have fun hopping!